Okay, so this is just a quick and easy guide to how to make neat corners on a granny square. So I'm in the middle of this granny square, which is going to be quite a big granny square, simply because I am making a cardigan out of granny squares. So when we're doing granny squares, we do clusters of 3 into each of the spaces. So depending on where you are, you would call this either a double crochet if you're in the States, or if you're using UK terms, you call it a treble crochet. So we do 3, and we separate the groups of 3 with 1 chain. So I'm coming up to the corner. So when we're in the corner, let me just get this one done, and we finish with 1 chain. So now we're in the corner, so we need 3 along this side, but also coming from the corner we want another 3 stitches along this side. So the easiest way to make them really neat is to do 1 cluster of 3. So that's 2 and 3, and then we need to turn the corner, so we have to have some chains to turn. Normally we put 1 chain at the end of a cluster of 3. To get around the corner, I'm going to do 2. You can do 3, but because this is going to be a cardigan, I don't want drapey corners. If this was a blanket, I would probably do 3 chains around the corner, but because I don't want too much of a drape, I'm just doing 2 chains to get around the corner, and then 1 more set of 3. Oh, hold on, my yarn's getting a bit tight. Let me get my, let's move my camera. Let me get my yarn. There we go. And that's 3. And then we finish off with just 1 chain, and we move on to do our 3 clusters. And that's it. And carry on like that until we get to the next corner, and then continue. But it is really important to remember how many chains you do in your corners. If you're doing 2 chains to get around your corners like I am on this one, and then suddenly you do a couple with 3 chains, you can really notice a difference. It doesn't look even. So if you want to keep it nice and even, just remember how many chains you're doing in the corners. I'm doing 2 because I don't want a drapey corner, but if you're doing like a blanket or something, it doesn't matter if the corners are drapey, you can do 3. Probably makes it a bit easier, gives you a bit more space if you use 3. But yeah, I'm just using 2. So you just carry on like that till you get to your next corner. So that's how to make your corners on your granny squares nice and neat.